हेलो कैसे हो आप सब? टुडे we are going to discuss about major technological disruptions and their managerial and ethical implications. So, what comes to your mind when I say major technological disruptions in the past few years, maybe let's say 5 years? The first thing that comes to my mind is obviously AI. AI or artificial intelligence is the most recent and the most disruptive technology that has emerged. So just take our example. As students, we use AI for a lot of things. We use AI for our assignments. We use AI for anything, like almost anything. For me personally, I use AI a lot, and to an extent, AI has replaced conventional search engines like Chrome. If I want to look something up, I will just use Gemini or ChatGPT to check that out, to look that up, to browse that. So today, when us students use that AI, it is in a very small scale. The implications are not that broad, but the same AI technology, when used by major tech giants like, let's say, Amazon, that's the example that we took for today, the implications are much bigger. So today we will be discussing on that. My name is Angad T. Jacob, and I will be followed by Sahil Sharma, Akash Sanin, and then Prajal Yadav. So let's begin. So before understanding what are the major disruptive technologies adopted by, let's say, Amazon, let's understand what are the major disruptive technologies in the modern business landscape. The first thing is obviously AI. We know, all of us know what AI is. I don't think we need an explanation for that. Then we have robotics and automation. So in today's world, almost all companies, and Amazon, especially Amazon, is going towards automation and robotics, because we are humans, and humans by default can make mistakes, but for a robot or for a machine, they cannot make any mistakes, because they are literally made for that single purpose, and that's the only thing that they do. So they are far better than humans, obviously. And one more thing, humans get tired. Humans need rest, sleep. Maybe they need more salary. मुझे तो चाहिए भाई. इसलिए क्या बोलते हैं, companies are focusing more on robotics and automation, because they can do twice the work a human does using a single robot and by automating. So then there is cloud computing, obviously. हमें पता नहीं है, फिर भी क्या बोलते हैं, हमारे डे टू डे लाइफ में we use clouds a lot. We use clouds for a lot of things. Maybe one of the examples, I would say, Google Sheets. If you do something in Google Sheets, it's stored on a cloud, on the Google Drive. So that's an example for cloud. So cloud computing is an emerging technology, and it is also a major disruption to the entire business landscape. Then there is big data analytics. So in the today's world, data is everything. Data is the new gold. अगर आपके पास data है, if you have data, then you can achieve almost everything. You can do market research. You can predict how the consumer behaves even before your product is launched. That's a marketing example. Then financial market में भी use होता है, क्या बोलते हैं, big data analytics. So the implications of big data analytics is also very broad, just like AI, just like cloud computing, and just like robotics and automation. So these are the major disruptions, technological disruptions in the modern business landscape. So now let's check out what are the managerial implications for such disruptive technologies. So the first managerial implication for if a disruptive technology emerges is strategic decision making. If we have a strong and concrete plan, then even if maybe some unforeseen technological disruptions comes in, we can actually adopt that technological disruption for our favor. क्योंकि अभी एआई आ गया, पहले जब एआई आया तो सारे डरे हुए थे क्योंकि सारे बोल रहे थे कि अरे जॉब जाएगा वो जाएगा. बट क्या हुआ है कि आफ्टर एआई हैज emerged as a major technological disruption, most companies have transitions towards AI. They are using AI in their day-to-day operations, in HR, in finance, in operations, business analytics. So if we have a strong and concrete plan, then we can adopt those disruptions for our advantage. उसके बाद workforce management. If a major technological disruption arrives, let's say AI again, let's take the example of AI, that's the simplest example. So if just say emergence of AI, so the current workforce won't be trained on what AI is. So the company or the firm has to train their workforce, or at least क्या बोलते हैं, introduce themselves, the workforce to the new technological disruption. Because if we are able to adopt that technological disruption early, then we could use that as an advantage, as a first mover advantage, as we say in marketing. So we can use such technological disruptions as an advantage if we properly train our workforce or manpower. Then financial planning complexity. The one major problem of any kind of new technological changes is that implementation is very costly. Very costly. We have to calculate everything. We have to calculate the return on investment. If let's say we are making a new AI chatbot, and it is an expensive process. We need technical help from. We have to outsource. We have to maybe go for some external vendors, because maybe the expertise is not within the, we don't have the expertise within the organization, so we would have to outsource for external vendors. So implication of AI or emergence of AI or emergence of any kind of technological disruptions would be expensive. So it adds a financial planning complexity for the organization. So managers who are making those financial plans, who are making the entire decisions, draws out entire objectives for the organization, have to decide a proper financial strategy. So now I am passing on to my dear friend Sahil Sharma. So
Let's focus on ethical challenges in technology implementation. Basically, there we explain opportunities, disruptive technologies, introduce profound ethical dilemmas. Data privacy and security concern are the main concerns right now because their vast personal data collection is stating careful consent management and compliance with cross-border regulation. Employment displacement due to automation raises more imperative than challenges for retraining and societal impact mitigation. Algorithm accountability is basically critical as a system can perpetuate biases, which is like requiring transparent governance, bias detection, and explainable AI to ensure fairness. Ethical leadership must proactively embed these considerations rather than reactively address compliance issues. Let's focus on slide number 5, like Amazon, a comprehensive technology ecosystem. Basically, this slide revolves around Amazon evolution from an online bookstore to a global technology powerhouse. Amazon strategic technology milestones include early ecosystem of e-commerce foundation, like from 1994 to 2000 and 2010 to 2020, AI integration and current ecosystem dominance featuring like advanced technology, robotics and smart device networks. The company exemplifies like large scale implementation including machine learning for personalization and AI and blockchain, etc. Over a half million of warehouse robots, Alexa voice AI and AWS cloud infrastructure serve as a significant infrastructure serving a broad market share in the global world.
So we'll explore how Amazon drives its global leadership through three disruptive technologies. We have AI, machine learning on the left, the brain of Amazon. It powers recommendations, forecast demand, and optimizes like the logistics, ensuring products reach customers with speed and precision. And in the center, we have robotics and warehouse automation. And this basically is like the muscle. The robots streamline picking, packing, and sorting, improving efficiency and safety while freeing employees for higher value activities. And then there is on the right cloud computing, also known as AWS. The AWS is like the backbone of the Amazon company. AWS delivers like scalable infrastructure not only for Amazon but also for businesses worldwide. It enables AI, robotics, and all services to work seamlessly at a big scale. And the real power lies in integration. AI insight it gives insights to fuel robotics. AWS supports both, and together they form like a tightly connected ecosystem that defines Amazon's. That gives Amazon's a bit of an edge from the competition. And next to the new slide, managerial and ethical implications. Amazon's technologies bring great opportunities but also big responsibilities. And on the managerial sides, leader must handle certain things like workforce transformation, like balancing automation with job security and reskilling. Then there's also customer trust, using data responsibility, not manipulating the privacies that they give ensurety. Customer trust, using like data responsibility while ensuring privacy, not playing with somebody's personal information. Then there's algorithm oversight, preventing like biasness in AI driven decisions and all that. And then there's like ethical sides, and then there's the challenges that include in the ethical sides, like employer surveillance, like balancing productivity tracking with worker well-being. Not only care about the productivity but also caring about the well-being of the person is also very important, and it is a very big challenge on the ethical side. And then there's data privacy, like a big concern in this modern day where everything is like um, just on your face. Everything is like digitalized. Every bit of information you have of yourself is out there. Anybody can do anything with it. And Amazon should address these concerns, like from devices like Alexa, which can hear everything. It can basically just listen to your whole conversations, and you don't know what kind of things that Alexa can do with that information. And then there's sustainability, as Amazon is a big company, reducing the energy footprint of AWS, and the global logistics is very important. And as a company gets bigger, it's supposed to take care of the sustainability part of the world and all that. And critical insight is success isn't just about adopting technology, it's about embedding ethics and responsibility into strategy from the start.
This is Pranjal Yadav, and I am going to discuss these two slides. First is strategic recommendations for ethical technology management. So let's talk about how organizations can actually manage disruptive technologies in an ethical way. The first big step is developing transparent AI governance policies. This means having a clear auditing system, bias detection, and making sure AI does decisions and these decisions are explainable. For example, if AI is being used in hiring or lending, fairness checks must be a check. Next, we have to strengthen data protection frameworks. Customers today are concerned deeply about their personal data. So organizations should collect only what's essential, give people real control over their data, and carry out regular security checks to avoid these breaches. And third, there is a need to invest in reskilling program. As automation takes over certain jobs, it's crucial to retrain employees and support affected communities. Partnership with schools, universities, and government agency can really help here. Another recommendation is to adopt sustainable technology practices, like things using renewable energy for data centers, applying circular economy principles, and setting clear carbon neutrality targets. And finally, we need to create an ethics first innovation culture. That means making ethics part of design and decision process, setting up ethics communities and encouraging managers to think beyond short-term profits uh, to the wider impact on society. And then next we move to our next slide, that is conclusion, navigating the future of ethical technology. Now if we zoom out, what does this mean for future of leadership in technology? The Amazon case shows it two things. Disruptive technologies are incredibly powerful, but they also bring real challenges. So leaders today need to balance growth with responsibility. There are three main takeaways here. First is the innovation imperative. Companies simply can't afford to ignore AI, automation, or cloud computing, because failing to adopt them means risking irrelevance in digital markets. Second is the ethical responsibility. Success isn't just about efficiency, it's about making sure technological gains don't compromise employee well being, customer privacy, or sustainability. And third, we have leadership evolution. Managers need to be tech savvy but also people centric. It's about creating cultures that value innovation and performance, but also ethics and responsibilities. At the end of the day, the future belongs to the organization that use technology not just to transform businesses, but to uplift the people, protect privacy, and support society as a whole. So, the key question leaders must ask is not just how can we build, but also should we build it and how do we build it responsibly.